the record, the president versus the Republican Congress. Today, President Obama stepping into the East Room of the White House, at times tearing and wiping his eyes, announcing his new executive actions on gun control. With the use of his pen, the president is bypassing Congress and fueling an election year fight with Republicans. Speaker of the House Paul Ryan saying, quote, his words and actions amount to a form of intimidation that undermines liberty. But the president saying, we can't wait for Congress.
Now, I want to be clear. Congress still needs to act. The folks in this room will not rest until Congress does. Because once Congress gets on board with common sense gun safety measures, we can reduce gun violence a whole lot more. But we also can't wait.
Is this another power grab from the president? Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz is here to go on record. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Greta.
Before the president said that, came out and spoke today, did he contact anyone in Congress, do you know, to try to work out some deal?
No. Part of what he's trying to do is change the law. And I've been here since he was elected. I was elected at the same time. I never recall him ever wanting to change, for instance, the HIPAA laws. HIPAA laws have been on the books for 20 years, and suddenly he has to do it by executive action? No, he's doing something you're not allowed to do as a president and unilaterally change the law. All
right, this is not an executive order. This is an executive action, which just seems more like a suggestion rather than an order. It's a little bit different. It's like an executive order light. Yeah. What's going to happen to it?
Well, we'll debate it. We'll have some discussion, but pretty much I think people are going to lock in and say, no, Mr. President, if you want to change the law, you have to go through Congress. And we're not going to put more hamstring the American people to exercise their constitutional right to purchase and bear arms.
Well, he says that there's a Second Amendment and that he's respectful of the Second Amendment. He knows that it exists.
Well, he doesn't seem to act like it. I mean, this is a person, if he's truly concerned about public safety, maybe we should start with Fast and Furious, when he knowingly, willingly gave nearly 1,000 weapons to the drug cartels. That was one of the very first things he did in office. Then he wants to let people out of Guantanamo Bay. Then he wants to give, basically put Iran on a path to get the nuclear bomb. I mean, there's a lot of things out there. They had 66,000 people at Homeland Security. These are people that were here illegally, got caught, convicted. And instead of deporting them, what did he do? He released them back out into the public. And I guarantee you, if we go back through those, many of those would be involved in gun crimes. And
is there a problem with guns in this country? I mean, do you give him that or not?
I think we do have an intersection with mental health. I think Tim Murphy, the Republican out of Pennsylvania, has been trying to get a bipartisan bill to address this. I went to Sandy Hook after that happened. And it was devastating. It was sad. But I think we got to talk about the mental health aspect of it.
But it's not just, I mean, there's not just mental health. There are a lot of evil people out there. A lot of evil people get their hands on guns.
And the evil people are not going to abide by the law. For those of us that do abide by the law, guns make us more safe. I have a Glock, I got a shotgun, and I got a rifle. And I tell you, I feel more comfortable having those in my home. I have a concealed carry weapon holder. I feel more comfortable. And as an American citizen, I have that right to do that. But this president, the Democrats in general, have done everything they can to try to hamper law-abiding citizens and making it more difficult for them rather than going after the criminals. That's what we need to be doing.
Can we do both?
I think so, but that's not what the president is trying to do. When you have 66,000 known criminals in your custody and you release them back out of the public instead of deporting them, that is not making the country more safe. That creates an environment that puts my family, your family, and others in danger.
How is this? I mean, if the White House and the Congress are not going to see eye to eye on this, and they are not. I mean, let's face it. I mean, one of the issues involved with the executive action is that it's going to cost a lot of money, and he's got to get the money. So does that stop this dead in the tracks? Because I take it you're not going to give it to him unless he grabs it from another part of the government.
No, he can't just go out and repurpose, for instance, the $500 million that he wants to do. But again, I think we could work with an administration, but this President Obama, has shown no aptitude, other than prison reform, to actually work with Congress and do so in a bipartisan way to come up with a plausible solution.
Has he even had dinner with Speaker Paul Ryan yet, do you know?
I don't think they've gotten together. No, it's not in his wheelhouse. Other than prison reform, I see no evidence of him doing that.
Congressman, nice to see you, sir.
Thank you.
And the